this was possibly AJ Styles' last Raw, and it was a little disappointing. He opens up the show. He's like, you know what? There's a lot of people I still want to fight. I want to be world champ. Punk comes out. He's like, you know what? We went way back. Used to be enemies, friends, frenemies. Now we cool. We respect each other. All that good stuff, right? And then he starts implying that he couldn't beat Gunther, and he's like, AJ's like, whoa, wait a minute. You say I can't beat Gunther? You know what? I can beat him, and I can beat you. That leads to a title match later on the show. Match was fine. Match was good. And then it just ends in a DQ. And then AJ just kind of disappears. He doesn't get involved in the aftermath, right? Finn calls the DQ, and he just demolished. I almost call him Edge, CM Punk. So most likely it's going to be a match either at Elimination Chamber, I'd imagine. It probably would take place in Chicago, build it up one last time, and then go from there. Because early in the show, I thought it was like giving some indication that Finn might turn face, right? Because he has that talk with CM Punk earlier, right? Like, what do you want your legacy to be, right? Who do you want to be remembered as, right? And then Liv talks to him. It's like, yo, you think he's praising you? You think he's on your side? Nah, bro. You on our side? Yes, that's not you, bro. Don't even worry about it. And then he goes to Pierce, like, you know what? I want to enter the Royal Rumble. And then for the first time, I don't think I've ever heard this in my life. The Royal Rumble is full. You're not allowed in. I don't think I've ever heard that on TV before. That is crazy. Maybe it's happened years ago in the early 2000s, 90s or something. But in recent memory, I don't think I've ever heard someone say, yeah, bro, you're not allowed in the Rumble. We're full. That's crazy. Not gonna lie, that was a little bit of a valid crash out. I'd be tight too. But yeah, like I said, AJ, after the DQ happens, he just like disappears. Like he doesn't put up any kind of fight at all. So that can either mean a whole lot, where it's like, okay, he wins Saturday against Gunther, and then that leads to him being inserted in this picture with Finn, and you say, yo, you costing me my title opportunity. What's up with that? You gotta see me. And then that leads to like a triple threat or a one-on-one or some kind of elimination chamber. You could do that. Or it just means he just, it was just a match just to have CM Punk versus AJ one last time, and just didn't want to have a definitive loser. You don't want to have AJ lose right before his big match, right? But like at the same time, you don't want to see him Punk to lose right before WrestleMania either. So it's like, you know what I mean? And it's kind of used to extend the story with him and Finn as well. So on that end, I can also understand that too. So it is what it is. Let's talk about the rest of the show. 6-woman tag match. It was cool. It was solid, obviously. As expected with all those women. Match was a banger. Next is the division segment. Paul comes out, does his glazing, yada yada yada, goes through the last couple weeks, appears costing them and wronging them, putting the brass knuckles on the thing, on the apron, causing Rey Mysterio to knock out Austin Theory, causing the loss. So Pierce comes out, he's like, look, I messed up, that's on me, I apologize, right? But then Paul, he tries to swindle him a little bit, he tried to negotiate. But then Adam Pearce is like, you know what? I am about to fall for that. But you know what? As a token of my apology, a token of my sincerity, you get to have your rematch against Rey Mysterio. So Rey Mysterio comes out. They have the match. A lot of shenanigans. Of course, it's division. They're going to have a lot of shenanigans. And but surprisingly, Austin Theory won. I don't know if it's surprising or it's expected. I don't know. It was surprising to me personally. I thought they'll continue like the whole shenanigans and, Rey Mysterio might get a roll-up win or something like that. But no, he won. So shout out to that. After the match, they just decimated them. Like they just straight demolished them. Spears, tsunamis, curve stomps. It's like, golly, bro. It's rough. It's rough. So, and then he had a little backstage segment at the end of the show. It's like, look, we all gonna be in a Rumble. Our plan, make sure Braun Breaker wins at all costs. I'm saying this right now. Somebody is turning at the Rumble. Either it's Austin Theory or Logan Paul. One of them is probably going to turn on either Bronson Reed and betray the whole thing, or maybe it's Bronson Reed turning on Braun Breaker, and at least it's something, outside the title picture. They can do something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe a tag match at Mania between the four of them. I don't know. We'll see. But I do find the race. Well, whenever something like that happens, a tag team says, "Yeah, we're gonna work together. Yeah, we gonna work together to win." It usually ends up a betrayal. So look out for that at the Royal Rumble. But then my favorite moment of the night was the Gunther interview. Right? He says, "Yo, a rematch would have done nothing for me." Right? He has a lot to gain from that. He gets his revenge. I gain nothing. So putting his career on the line, that adds something to me, that means something to me. Now I get value from that. He continues on. He's like, "Look, I'm tired of these old timers looking for one more moment. That moment belongs to me." And that's the same thing a lot of fans been saying for years. We're tied apart. I remember, I think it was like 2020, but pre-Cody and the whole new era thing, it was a lot of old timers, a lot of part timers coming in, right? People like, "Yo, I'm tired of this. We need to move forward. We need to move on. I'm tired of the part timers. We need to make new stars. Yada yada yada." These odious moments can go to these younger guys, start building them up, and not to these older guys. How many title reigns does Goldberg need? How many does John really need? And Randy and da 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 da. And he said it, and I agree. We don't really need Goldberg no more. That's why he gone. But yeah, and he wants Cole to personally say the phenomenal career of AJ Styles is over. Peak. I have no idea who's going to win. Obviously, my prediction is going to be coming up in the coming days, so look out for that. And we had the Fatal 4-Way tag match. I get that Jimmy's on paternity leave with Naomi and all that, so Bray said, hopefully everything's going good, everything's going safe. Shout out to them. But we've literally seen him once since he won the championship a month ago. They won it at the end of December, the last show of December, the last show of 2025. And we have seen him once since then. So it's obviously going to be coming back soon, because you have the tag match against the surprise winners, Tozawa and Otis. I didn't think that was the good team was going to win, but I am not mad at it at all. Shout out to Tozawa. He was clearly getting emotional. I don't blame him, bro. He was a laughing stock for years. So to see him get the win, not only get the win, but get the pin, that's crazy. That's beautiful. It seems like the entire team is getting a push. So love to see that. Yeah, that's it. Natalya had a cool little promo package. She's going after the IC title, so probably going to be some kind of either a one-on-one with Becky, or maybe they'll find a way to insert Maxine in there, make it a triple threat. And that spins off to a one-on-one match, either close to or at Mania. That looks like it's going to be the plan. So, look out for that. Overall, pretty solid show. Not the worst, not the best. Pretty solid. But let me know your thoughts in the comments while you're down there. Like and subscribe. Hit that nutty bell for more wrestling content. Goodbye. Have a good day.